It's a major focus in Washington today. Airline CEOs will also testify before Congress up on Capitol Hill. But right now, here's Allie.
All right, the troops meet the boss and Newt Gingrich's surprisingly fit things. Let's get the inside scoop from inside the Beltway. Joining me now are Patrick Gavin and Jeff Dufour, the Yeas and Nays columnists from the Washington Examiner. Guys, thanks for being here.
Good morning.
Okay, before we get to the boss and to Newt, I want to talk about the Emanuel brothers. We have these two legendary brothers, at least in their own minds. Rahm Emanuel is the head of the Democratic caucus, and Ari, his brother, is the real-life model for the Uber agent on the show Entourage, Ari Gold. So these two guys were on stage together, I guess, for the first time on Monday night. Who has the bigger ego, Patrick, and was that on display Monday night?
I don't know who's got the bigger ego, but you're right. There's definitely too many egos for one podium. What was funny about it, though, is, you know, politicians are famous for spinning. They're famous for putting a positive spin on things. But I think that Rahm actually spun his own family, because here's what he said. You know, talking about his brother Ari, who represents people like Matt Damon and Reese Witherspoon, but is famous for sort of having, you know, an intense personality. You know, he can play the Hollywood game better than anybody. He said, you know, when it comes to my brother, this is what Rahm said, you know, where some people see fierceness, I see loyalty. Where some people see passion, I see, you know, or some people see intensity, I see passion. So talk about putting a spin on his own family member. It was quite an impressive job that he pulled off when talking about Ari.
All right, Jeff, let's move on to Bruce Springsteen. He hates the war, but he loves the troops. How's he showing this?
Well, he spent 2.5 hours at Walter Reed Hospital with the troops on Monday, actually, before his second show here on his tour. He and his wife, they signed autographs, handed out CDs, did the whole celebrity fan thing that a lot of celebs do when they go to Walter Reed. And you're right. This is a hate the war, love the troops thing. On his current disc, he even has a song called "Last to Die," which borrows from John Kerry's early 1970s Senate testimony. His line about being the last to die for a mistake.
Right. Okay. We want to show our audience a different side of Newt Gingrich. You've compiled some of Newt's strange favorite things. Patrick, tell us a couple of them.
Well, who would have thought that the former Speaker of the House is a big fan of Irish dancing? But when we asked him what CD he's listening to, he said Riverdance, which is obviously quite odd. Couple other things, you know, he says, oh, I don't watch current TV, I just watch old TV. He's reading a book about, you know, Michelangelo, an old history figure. And so part of me thinks that, you know, this guy hasn't been in power for a long time, so I'm curious why he's got an affection for all things in the past. But he certainly does has an affection for things that were popular, you know, 10, 15, 100 years ago.
And we've also learned that he loves YouTube, and he logs on to it every morning before he starts his day. All right, you guys, we've run out of time. Jeff Dufour, Patrick Gavin, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, the world's sexiest man, Steve.
Thank you very much. That's right. Who is he? He's the 22nd one People Magazine has selected. We will tell you who that guy is. We'll put him in the big screen in a minute. Plus, you got bad breath? It's the morning. Everybody does. The guaranteed solution if you're willing to put it in your mouth. And former President Clinton's fascination with all things supernatural. Why he's decided to open up some never-before-seen X-Files. Right back.
You know, I've been a conservative my whole life. I grew up in a little hometown just about like this. I learned a long time ago that we're a country where if you play by the rules, you got a fair chance to live the American dream. Common sense conservative principles. If we stick to those basic principles, we'll win next November, and the United States of America will be better for it. I'm Fred Thompson, and I approve this message.
Fred Thompson, President.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
My fellow Americans, I'm a PC.
Why?
Well, some people are giving up on Vista Mac because it doesn't work the way they want it to. Other people are going back to XP.
Really? Downgrading?
Yes, but we PCs won't give up. If your printer isn't compatible with Vista, I say, buy a new printer. If Mac's new Leopard operating system has dozens of new features, I say, ignore them. Ask not what Vista can do for you. Ask what you can buy for Vista.
Wow, you're really committed to this.
Oh, not really. I switched back to XP 3 weeks ago. So much happier.
You guys watching football? It's that. That's high def, right? The B in there. It's 4th and 1. This is a what? Hey, can we flip over to figure skating? What an amazing...
Wow,